Hey guys, welcome to the show. In this episode, we're taking a look at one of my favourite movies of all time. No, it's not a movie that's terrible that you've probably never heard of. This is a classic. This is Young Frankenstein. Okay, so although Young Frankenstein's a movie that's well known and adored by many, I thought it was a good time to take it off the old cobweb shelf, dust it down and bring it back into the spotlight this Halloween. So this movie came out in 1974 when colour pictures had been available for quite some time. So it's not like they had to make it in black and white, they chose to make it black and white to look like the original Frankenstein movies for the 1930s and 40s. Like this.
Now I know what it feels like to be gone.
So I decided to do the same here and make everything black and white in my video. You know, so it would all mesh well together. It's for the occasion.
Transylvania next! Jeder aussteigen für Transylvania!
It's funny because you can mention a black and white movie to some people and they instantly dismiss it, saying, I'm not watching that, it's old and boring, or I'm not watching that, it's in black and white. And I just don't understand that. I understand if you're not a movie fan, you wouldn't maybe want to go back and watch. I understand that. But if you're a movie fan of any kind, and you instantly say no to a black and white movie, you could be missing out on maybe the best movie you've ever seen in your entire life. But you won't get that chance because you're instantly saying no. What's wrong with a black and white movie? I think I would have more chance of getting these people that don't like black and white movies to watch a documentary on how this knife was made, rather than getting them to sit through the entirety of a classic from back in the day. And that's just really sad because at the end of the day, what if that's the best movie you would ever see in your life? The movie that was almost as feels like it was made for you, but you're not going to get that because you don't want to watch a black and white movie. That's just really sad. Why don't you just give it a chance? So if the fact that this video is in black and white doesn't put you off, please enjoy the rest of the show.
Well,
okay, so let's begin at the beginning. What is Young Frankenstein? Well, it's a comedy written by Gene Wilder, directed by Mel Brooks, that also stars Gene Wilder as Frederick von Frankenstein.
That's Frankenstein.
Turns out that Frederick is the grandson of the famous Dr. Frankenstein. Basically, Frederick inherits his great-grandfather's castle and eventually sets about continuing his grandfather's research into reanimating the dead. To put it simply.
it can't work!
So why is this movie so good, and what is it exactly that for many makes it a classic? Well, it's a parody of the old Frankenstein movies for the black and white era, directed here by Mel Brooks, one of the funniest men ever.
Holy underwear!
It's true, you can check it out if you want. Not sure how to check that, but it's true. So yeah, the first thing you'll notice when watching this movie is just how good it looks. It's been carefully made to look like it came out back in the day, and it really does look authentic. It even uses some of the lab equipment from the original movies. And that's just awesome.
Are you sure this is how they did it? Yes, yes!
But it's the way things are done here that make this movie so special. It's a love letter to the old black and whites from days gone by, but unlike the classics, Young Frankenstein is pure comedy gold from start to finish. Like when you hear the horses go crazy every time the housekeeper's name's mentioned.
After you, Frau Blucher.
And that's the thing about this movie. Each and every moment has got something for you to enjoy from start to finish. Whether it's the instantly recognisable sets to the well-written jokes delivered perfectly by the whole cast.
Werewolf.
Werewolf?
And I mean the whole cast.
Their wolf. Their castle.
It's incredible.
Why are you talking that way?
I thought you wanted to.
No, I don't want to.
So we can't talk about Young Frankenstein on any level unless we're talking about the main man himself, Gene Wilder, our very own Dr. Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Simply put, Gene Wilder is the main reason why I love this movie so much. He's not the only reason the movie is awesome though. Let's be clear about that because, like I said, the whole cast are brilliant, but Gene Wilder really is something else here.
Flies! Flies, do you hear me?
I think it's the way that he can go from perfectly calm and stable
I will not be angry.
to losing control in an instant.
Is that what you're telling me?
But it's not just his ability to turn his emotions around at the flip of a coin, it's how far he actually goes when he's in the moment.
Don't you know a joke when you hear one?
He really gives it everything that he's got.
I do not want to live.
Not to mention his comical timing and delivery being second to none.
Alright, good.
But where would a good performance be without the supporting roles? Along the way, Dr. Frankenstein is aided by Igor, played by
It's pronounced Igor.
Igor, played by the outstanding Marty Feldman.
Igor. Frederick.
This was also my first introduction to one of the loves of my life, stepfather Terry Garr.
Hello.
She plays Dr. Frankenstein's lab assistant Inga, and she just might be the best lab assistant ever with that accent.
You would have an enormous Schwanzstücke.
There's the housekeeper Frau Blocher, played by Cloris Leachman.
The staircase can be treacherous.
Any Mel Brooks fans out there will also see a very familiar face pop up in Madeline Kahn, who plays the part of Frederick's fiancée Elizabeth.
Well, hurry now, before I make a fool of myself. Ah, the nails!
We've also got Kenneth Mars as the outrageous police inspector,
Above this is Transylvania.
and Peter Boyle as the monster. And as you can probably tell, that's where I think this movie's magic can be found. The cast. What good is it to have a great story and script with these funny moments written if you don't have the performers to pull it off? The cast not only have all the skills and talents you could dream of individually, but together they've got this tremendous chemistry. No pun intended. No, wait, total pun intended.
You are a Frankenstein.
And for those of you that know this movie and are watching this video just as a refresher, don't worry because I have not forgotten about possibly one of the best cameos in a movie ever.
Cigars.
Yep, Gene Hackman makes an appearance as the blind man that takes the monster in, tries to feed him and become his friend. Which goes well. I say it's one of the best cameos ever because it's not just a star turning up to deliver a pointless line and then disappear immediately. He plays a character here that actually adds something to the movie. Good job, Gene. It's just a fun movie overall. Okay, so yes, if you're a fan of the old classic movies, then you're obviously going to be in heaven here because this bad boy is soaked in the atmosphere that you get from those old movies. But it's also very self-aware and plays on that, so you could watch this without having any knowledge or history on the material and still enjoy it as much as the next person. I've only touched the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what this movie has to offer, but for me, Young Frankenstein is a true classic that has stood the test of time.
Oh, do you like it?
I hope this video puts you in the mood to re-watch it if you've seen it before, or if you've never seen it before, give it a chance. The jokes never get old.
Dim your eyes. Too late.
Anyway, as always, thanks for watching guys. Take care, have a great Halloween, and remember,
My grandfather's work was doo-doo.
so this movie came out in 1974 when colour pictures had been available. He's going to turn that alarm off, or... There you go.